Hey, all, Dorian here replying to a Reddit post, and I see this is in the r/sales community, and it says, "What's the best way to build a sales team as a new business?" Hello, all. I'm an aspiring entrepreneur with a few flopped businesses and plenty to come, which is a funny comment. I've always struggled with sales on a shoestring budget. What's the best way to get sales reps on board to sell a physical product online or offline? Using agencies, job verts, or whatever. And the other part of it is commission only a thing of the past? So let me just start with this. As somebody that started with sales before and owned several businesses, the most important person in the company is the owner. And the owner, one of the jobs as an owner founder is to convince other people that what you have is valuable. If you cannot do that, you should not hire anybody to do that for you. If you can't convince somebody that what you're building is valuable, then you're not a founder. You could be a builder, but you're not a founder. Now, I've encountered many people who build products before, who create things and say, "Hey, what do you think of this?" And they're pretty cool. They are inventors, but they're not founders. Big difference. And there are inventors who said, "I invented this technology, I got the patent behind it, and then a company bought it from me and took it to market." That may be what we could be talking about here. 'Cause I've, to say invented things, I've created some things. Maybe you came up with a dish as a cook, but you're not the restaurant owner. Maybe you came up with a patent of something, and many people do that work in education and then license their patent. So as an entrepreneur, you could do, I should say as an inventor, you could do that. But as a founder of a company, you can't. Because if you are getting a restaurant off the ground, the first person you got to do is to say, "This dish is really good," or "This product or service beats the market, and let me tell you why or how." And the market will tell you, yes, it does, or no, it doesn't. Now, the other part of this would be hiring people. So one of the biggest mistakes a early company would do is hire people too early. One is just in general, create expenses before the business can basically handle it. And most businesses hire too early, me included. I've started businesses and thought, yeah, I got this out the door. I'll just hire somebody to work on it, and that's good. It's called passive income, and if you're founding a company, generally it doesn't work. Some products you can put it in the marketplace and it'll sell on its own if it's that good. But if you've got a physical product or online or offline or one of those things, you've got to drive it to the market, especially if the market doesn't know about it. If you're hiring somebody, you have to, let's say for example, you're coming to hire me and say, "Dorian, I want you to sell this product." I'm like, "Okay, what is it? How does it work? Who's bought it before? What's the pricing point? How did you decide on that pricing point? How are we deciding who to take to the market? How was your go-to-market strategy? Are you marketing already? Are you not? If you're not doing any of those things, why do I want to come in and do that for you? Especially commission only." So anytime somebody comes to me with a commission only opportunity, it's a red flag. Because if you won't pay me to come on board and learn your product, if you won't invest in me, you want me to invest my time, energy, efforts to take your product to the market and prove it, that's a challenge. Now, sometimes I've been willing to do that. I've worked in tech startups and other things to say, I would be willing to invest my time, energy, and effort commission only and take your product to the market and do it, but I want a piece of the company. I want founding shares, I want stock, and there are people who do that. They offer go-to-market strategy. Matter of fact, look at the major technology companies today. OpenAI would be one of them. Other companies that build tech products, and they go, people have said this is a good product. I don't know, but I will pay you a 0.25%. I'll offer you shares in a company to take it to market because you're going to help me build it out. Now, if you're not willing to do any one of those things, you should stop what you're doing today. You're not a founder. You're maybe an entrepreneur, but an entrepreneur takes risk. And if you're not willing to risk, you're not an entrepreneur either. So those two things on this post stick out at me. Well, number one, you have to prove your market. And as a founder, you prove it. You work out all the kinks, you do all those things. And when the market tells you you have something, you double down into your marketing efforts and drive a lot of demand. And you take that demand and then you hire salespeople around it to fill it, or you fill it. And there's a great YouTube video that I've just found. There's a woman on there, Jen Abel. I'll give her kind of a shout out. Talks about founder-led sales. And if you're a founder or an entrepreneur, you should look at this. And I've been looking at it a lot, of course, as a company owner, and look at something that says founder-led sales. As founders, how long do you need to sell your product before you hire on other people? And it's really insightful. She's got some good stuff about companies with 0 to 1 million and then 1 to 10 million. And then I went down a rabbit hole on YouTube and looked at other people that talked about founder-led sales and how people with startups and people with early stage companies go to the market. And I'm really, really surprised about the new kind of new techniques and thoughts around go-to-market, especially as a founder. So Just a couple words to the wise, those mine, and then look for Jen Abel on YouTube. And even just go down the rabbit hole on YouTube and look for something called founder-led sales. And as a founder, bringing it to the market is different than hiring a sales infrastructure and a team and a whole go-to-market. There are just sales operations and just kind of whole companies that specialize in these things. I'm not an expert. I'm just giving you what I see working with a lot of companies. That could help you in this case. So hopefully that helps, and good luck.